Dr. Ruja Ignatova, the so-called Crypto Queen. Are you one of those die-hard fans of the Wolf of Wall Street? After all, who doesn't like a millionaire's lifestyle? But sometimes you can drown in your own wealth. If you like reading stories of how criminal masterminds manipulate the financial world to their own benefit, you probably would have heard of Dr. Ruja Ignatova, or should we say the Crypto Queen. But who is Ruja Ignatova? Well, she's a billionaire with a net worth of more than $4 billion. But does this money really belong to Ruja? Probably not, because this was earned through illegal means and fraud, which has earned Ruja a place in the FBI's most wanted list. But how was an ordinary law student from Oxford able to amass a fortune of billions in such a short time? Well, from cryptocurrency scams to money laundering cases, Ruja Ignatova is always on the hit list when it comes to financial frauds and crimes. Best known for her $4 billion OneCoin scam, wire fraud, and money laundering, Ruja sits on the top 10 list of FBI's most wanted criminals. Of course, you must be wondering how a fraud as big as $4 billion was executed and what led Ruja Ignatova to choose this way of life. Don't worry, we are here to help you with that. This video will unfold the mastermind and complete life of Ruja Ignatova. Imagine you invest your whole life savings in a particular asset, hoping to multiply your fortune by multiple times, only to find that your money is digested by a fraud and is lost forever. No wonder Ruja Ignatova is on the top 10 list of the FBI. Born on May 30th, 1940 in Bulgaria, Ruja grew up in Schramberg. She then migrated to Germany with her family and was soon pursuing a BA from Oxford University. Not only this, but she also received her PhD in private international law and soon became a law expert. But all that would soon be used to commit one of the largest financial frauds of the time. But Ruja started small. She joined McKinsey & Company, a global management consultancy firm, and was soon leading her own fashion business. The trouble actually started in 2012 when Ruja was found guilty of committing fraud along with her father when they acquired a German company. Apparently, she delayed the insolvency of the company and was soon declared bankrupt, earning Ruja a 14 months imprisonment sentence. But this was only the beginning. Ruja's time in prison was just the calm before the storm. What was coming next would be a nightmare for investors. Ruja was out of the picture for 14 months, spending her time in prison carefully planning her next move. Within 2 years, she was out again and rallying support for the newly formed cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin. But it seemed that Ruja had not given up her deceitful business, and the Bitcoin was soon found as a source of scam. Although she was found guilty of fraud, the matter was soon overlooked and Ruja was back again and already getting loads of attention and fame. This time again through inventing a new digital currency, OneCoin. Thousands of investors woke up and found themselves daydreaming in the hope of multiplying their fortunes. And this is how Ruja Ignatova was named the Crypto Queen. She was probably at her peak at this time, and was using both her influence and effort to deceive and convince investors to trust their money to her cryptocurrency. In fact, she had claimed that her OneCoin will soon overtake Bitcoin, and investors were already mesmerized by the promised returns. Meanwhile, Ruja Ignatova was already on a world tour and holding massive gatherings to rally support for her new cryptocurrency. Her most prominent public gathering was seen in the Wembley Stadium, where she boasted of a $4 billion investment in her cryptocurrency. However, it seemed that her investors were unable to find the blockchain flaw in Ruja's plan. While the idea of a digital currency might seem fascinating, committing fraud in digital currencies might become too easy if there is was no record of supervision of data. This is why cryptocurrencies were linked with blockchain databases that keep a record of investors' transactions and create a decentralized system of all data. But with the success of Bitcoin, people thought investing early in a new cryptocurrency such as OneCoin would completely change their lives and ignored the fact that OneCoin was not even linked to a blockchain database. This, of course, means that the people were only investing their money in a pure trust that the currency will succeed. But the only life they changed was of Ruja Ignatova, who gathered a sum of $4 billion from various investors across 196 countries, only to disappear and leave the investors in shock. Of course, the FBI had grown suspicious of Ruja's empty promises and decided to investigate. Trying to manipulate Ruja by love, the FBI sent their informant, Gilbert Armenta, to start an affair with Ruja. But it seemed that Ruja was already one step ahead of the FBI. She grew suspicious of Gilbert's intentions and soon disposed of him. Knowing that she was now a wanted criminal, she boarded a flight that was going from Bulgaria to Greece in 2017 and was literally never seen again. Ruja Ignatova has completely disappeared after committing a fraud of almost $4 billion in the OneCoin scheme. Of course, the FBI is still on her tail, but there are no visible chances of her arrest. Although her brother is arrested and pleads guilty to money laundering charges and wire fraud against him, it still is of no use in ensuring Ruja's arrest. There is a reward of $100,000 for anyone who gives any information that could be useful in her arrest. Perhaps you can recover your lost money from this method. However, we suggest you to be very careful the next time you invest in cryptocurrencies.